Welcome to the Daily Devo. My name is Diana. Today we are talking about how temptation is an inside job. I was reading through an article that suggested that most corporate crimes and family crimes come from someone who is connected on the inside. They call it an inside job. That means that the threat didn't come from like an outside stranger who was really disconnected, but from a person who was connected internally, like an employee, a board member, a cousin, something like that. Well, check this out. In Mark chapter 7, the Pharisees and some of the teachers of the law, they asked Jesus why he was eating without observing the tradition of ceremoniously washing their hands first. And Jesus responds by quoting a passage from Isaiah. And it says this, it says, "These people, they honor me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. They worship me in vain. Their teachings are but rules taught by people." So Jesus goes on to explain to his followers that sin and temptation is an inside job. It starts in your heart. So though these guys, they were saying the right things, they were ceremoniously washing their hands, doing all of the right thing on the outside, their hearts were not sincere. In fact, Jesus says that their hearts were actually far from God as they were doing these actions supposedly for God. Well, Jesus is going to explain this more clearly in Mark chapter 7, verses 20 through 23. Take a listen. It says, Jesus went on and he said this. He says, "What comes out of a person is what makes them unclean. For from within, out of a person's heart, comes evil thoughts, sexual immorality, theft, murder, adultery, greed, malice, deceit, lewdness, envy, slander, arrogance, and folly. All of these evils come from the inside and make a person unclean." So temptation, what did we learn today? It's an inside job. It comes from inside. Jesus says it's from within a person, from your heart, that this comes. So when I was in college, there was a moment when I realized that I was really being judgmental towards my roommates, and I just wasn't acting like I wanted to act, and my patience was thin, and all of the things. And I had this moment as I read this verse, and I said, man, God, this isn't just the behavior problem. I have a heart problem. So what if I asked you, how's your heart today? What desires, thoughts, and temptations are pulling you there? And might Jesus be reminding you that temptation is an inside job? It's not about our circumstances, what they're making us do or pulling us towards. It starts from within us. It's a condition of our heart. But there is good news. The good news is that we have a Savior, Jesus, who lived, died, and rose again, and he offers us forgiveness. And specifically, he is incredible. He specializes at restoring our hearts. That's where he starts. Jesus forgives us and purifies us from the inside so we can continue to follow him. So I want to ask you today, would you consider the condition of your heart? And if you find that you're giving in to temptation consistently, might you have a conversation with the God of heaven and say, Jesus, I have a heart problem and I need your help. Would your grace and mercy forgive me and purify me again today? Temptation, it's an inside job, but we have a Savior who specializes in saving us and purifying us from the inside. Let's have a conversation with God about that today. We'll see you next time.